Hello. So hope that you guys are all doing well. Today has been kind of another wild day, but I also noticed after some of the rush of this morning and trying to figure out Zoom office hours with my students, walking the dogs, it downshifted a bit and kind of shifted less out of the frenetic crazy and into like what might be kind of just sadness of the reality that we're facing right now. Very, very different world. So I decided to just stop what I was doing and take a little bit of time for brief meditation and movement and journaling. So if you would like to join me, this will be just a short session. I'm just going to keep it up on IG Live for a bit. You'll need your journal and maybe about 15-20 minutes or so of time. So we'll start just by acknowledging the value of finding some grounding right now. So there's so much energy that's kind of vata. There's a phrase for this called deranged vata. It's sort of up and dispersive and out, and you feel your attention going in many different directions at once. And there's lots of new information coming at us constantly. We're uploading and downloading, sending and receiving, and things are changing very, very rapidly. So it's helpful for us to come back to our grounding into a place of grace and to really feel our foundation and starting to solidify that trust, especially when that trust feels a little precarious for some of us right now. So take a comfortable seated position. I prop myself up on a blanket. You could do that, or blocks, or anything that feels supportive to you so that your hips are a little bit higher than your knees. And maybe shrug the shoulders back and down a few times. Start to let some of the tension, the worries, the logistics drop away, knowing that you can pick them up when you need to again, but at least for the next few moments, starting to bring more of yourself into this space, into this opportunity for grounding. So whatever is touching a surface, your shin bones, your sits bones, allow yourself to be even heavier there. Heavy thigh bones, heavy pelvis. And with your next few inhalations, imagine the breath lengthening your spine taller and taller, as if the crown of your head were being drawn up towards the vast and open, spacious sky. So you feel yourself both rooted and free. And now tent your fingertips and take your hands out by your sides like so. Roll the shoulders back and down. Keep heavy legs, tall spine, but allow the fingertips to start to draw energy up from the earth. So you're finding your connection to your foundation, to the earth, and you're starting to receive that solid foundation, that grounding, drawing up. You could even visualize the color deep red through your legs, through your hands. And you could exhale, sending that good energy back to the core, to the mother. Again, inhale, drawing that energy up. You can visualize the color deep red through your legs, your hands. Feel how it fills you, connects you. And exhale, noticing how it recedes, but you're still connected. And one more breath like this. Good, and bring your hands into your heart center and offer up an intention for this practice, this next few minutes that we will have together. And just say to yourself, this afternoon, tonight I'm practicing for, and whatever your intention is. Tonight I'm practicing for clarity. Tonight I'm practicing for grounding, for grace, for trust, whatever it is for you. Good, and then release your hands. And we'll just start to move the pelvis. I'm going to give us a little bit of music here. So simple cross-legged position. We'll take the heart forward and then circle to the right, back. You're at the back of the sits bones and to the left. So you still feel your foundation through your pelvis, but you're inviting some movement through the torso, just letting the arms and the head move naturally. And if it helps you to kind of drop into your rhythm, allow yourself to close your eyes. Unwinding some of the stress, some of the tension that is yours, maybe even that is not yours, but it's just in your sphere. Letting some of that just evaporate off of your skin right now. Good, and we'll take right arm out to the side, reach your left arm up, and side bend. Push the floor away, and then pull the top arm back and start to open through the left waist and ribs, your heart. Gaze up or down if that feels better on your neck. Still rooting through the left sit bone, heavy through the thigh. Good, and then come all the way forward. Ground your hands, palms facing down. If there's anything that you are holding on to, that you're still gripping onto, maybe just see if you can set it down for now. And then bring yourself up, switch the cross of your legs, take the heart forward, far to the left, back, and far to the right. So again, there's this sense of connection and grounding to the earth through the pelvis, but some freedom, some flow, some softness through the torso, space making through the ribs, relaxation across the shoulders and the face. And you can do this as slowly, or if you like a little more rhythm, a little faster pace, feel free. Good. And then we'll take left arm to the side, reach the right arm up. And you can push the floor away with your left arm, and that helps you kind of vault your heart open towards the sky even more. So the right thigh bone is heavy, right sit bone is heavy, and you're reaching the right fingertips, kind of making more space from the hip through the waist, through the reach of the arm. And then come all the way forward. Again, ground your hands, let yourself bow forward, breathe. Good, and then rise all the way up. And we'll come into tabletop position here. So bring your hands back behind you, roll the shoulders back and down. On the inhale, you'll lift your hips, draw the tailbone forward as if it could reach through the knees forward, and then press the heart up. As you exhale, ground your pelvis and allow your back to round. Inhale, come up, draw the knees forward. Exhale, ground the pelvis, let yourself round. There's 3 more like that. The last one. So for this next flow, we're going to draw the hips back. You might want 2 yoga blocks. You can even use this to a pile of books here. But we'll inhale the hips up just like we did. As you exhale, draw your hips up and back and push the floor away. Draw your ribs towards your thighs towards your ribs. Swing the hips through. Exhale, pull back. Swing the hips through. Great core engagement here. Swing back. 2 more. This is fun to do on the kitchen floor with socks. Maybe nicer than a sticky mat, last one. Great, have a seat. And then come forward into a Malasana squat. I like to turn my toes out slightly, makes it a little bit more accessible. And then press the knees, the elbows against your knees. Press the heel of your hands together and lift up through the spine, soft shoulders. Let them fall away from your ears. As you exhale, let the back round and just release. Let something go. Inhale, root through the legs. Find some length in your spine. Exhale. One more like that. Good. Straighten the legs any amount and grab around the elbows. Let the weight of your arms give yourself a little bit more space through the spine. Root through your big toe mound, little toe mound, inner and outer border of your heel. And then lift up strongly the muscles of your legs. You can gently sway side to side. And then we'll inhale up on the right side. And then from here, tailbone long, elbows reach high, get as much length as you can through your spine. And exhale down on the left. I'll give you the front view. Inhale up, full body circle, exhale down. Feel the transfer of weight through your feet. Inhale, rise. Exhale down, and then switch. We go up on the left, tailbone anchors, elbows lift, down on the right, up. Last one. Good, pause here. And then bend the knees. Firm the inner thighs like you're squeezing a yoga block between your thighs, and then press the feet down and wide, like you're trying to spread your yoga mat wide. You'll feel your outer glutes turn on as well. So it's like you're a downhill skier here, really strong in the legs. Inhale your arms forward. As you exhale, bend your elbows and draw your heart through that space. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, draw back. Good, forward fold, straighten your legs. Good, and then press down, rise all the way to stand, reach the arms up and overhead, and hands to heart center. Take a moment. Here we are upright. Maybe feel your heart beating, your vitality. Come back to your intention for this practice. And remember that the yogi's embodiment is one of being both rooted and grounded. Feel that through your legs, through your feet. And also being liberated and free. And feel that through your lifted heart, your lengthened spine. Simple salutation here. If you're not at the top of your mat, go ahead and step there. I have some plants to deal with. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Root the feet and the hands and draw your heart forward. Extend your spine more. Exhale, fold into your legs. Press the heels, rise to stand. Hands into heart center. We'll do 2 more half salutes like that. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, tease out the lower ribs forward, and then fold into your legs. Think of vacuuming out the belly, compressing them, and pressing your belly with your thighs. Spike your heels down and lift your heart up. Maybe your gaze too, see the palms touch. Hands into heart center. 1 more. add some lunging to this. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, take your left leg back. Release your left knee to the ground. Braid your fingers together and think of scraping the skin of your right thigh forward. Lift the frontal hip points up and descend your tailbone. From here, you can engage your left glutes, really feel a nice stretch across the front of the left thigh. And then inhale your arms up. As you exhale, draw your fist, your waistline back. You might come out of the lunge a bit. Inhale, deepen into the lunge. Keep stamping the right foot down, sweep the arms up. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come back. 2 more. This time, as you reach the arms up, take your right hand to your right waist, or to blocks or pile of books, or to the floor. Side bend to your right, so it's lateral flexion of your spine. Keep the right knee tracking forward. Big breath into the left waist and ribs. Rise all the way up. And then frame your foot with your hands. Sweep your hips back. Ardha Hanuman. Draw the heart forward. Draw the outer right hip back. Stretch the back of your right leg. So you might stay more upright here. Some friends might fold over the right leg. Breathe. Good, sweep back into your lunge. Little back bend here. So vault the heart up and release your hands down to frame your right foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Stretch the hips back. Press the hands down and forward. And rock yourself to plank pose. Drop to your knees, press back to a child's pose, stretch. Wave all the way through onto your belly. Good, hands a little wider just outside your chest. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale right through center. Variation of Bhujangasana here, Cobra pose. This time inhale, look up and to the right and pull the left shoulder back. Lengthen your left leg. Exhale, lower. Rise, look to the left. Pull your right shoulder back and lengthen your right leg. Exhale, lower. And this time, walk the hands back a little closer to your hips. Go ahead and lift the hips up, engaging the arms. Spread your collarbones. And then press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. And then take another breath. Let yourself take time. Just step the left foot forward nice and easy. Interlace the fingers. Stretch the skin of your left thigh forward. Lift the frontal hip points up. Descend your tailbone. But keep the heart bright. Keep the heart buoyant. That's the practice right now. Keep the heart buoyant. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, squeeze the waist, the fists back. You can come out of the lunge slightly. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, draw back. We've got 3 more like that. Good, reach the arms, and then left hand to your hip, or to a block if you're working with that, or to the floor. Think of lengthening up and then side bending over. So it's lateral flexion of your spine or side bend. Keep the left knee tracking forward. Big breath. As if your breath would begin, your right knee, move up the quads, into the belly, into the chest, through the reach of the fingers. Good, left arm comes up to meet right. Frame your foot with your hand. Shift your hips back. And then again, spike your left foot down, drag the outer hip back, and then the hands help pull the heart forward. Good, stay more upright like this, or some friends might like to fold over the left leg. back into your lunge. Keep stamping the left foot down. Reach the arms high. Maybe a little bit more back bend. Think of up bending your heart towards the sky. And then ground your hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Then down dog, way forward to plank. Drop to your knees, press back to child's pose. Big breath across your kidney band, so middle to lower back expand. And then slide on through to your belly. Hands a little wider here, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale right through center. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up, look to the right, but pull the left shoulder, lengthen your left leg. Lower. Inhale, rise up, look to the left, but pull the right shoulder back, lengthen the right leg. And lower. Walk the hands back a little closer to your hips and start to lift, lift, lift. And press back, down dog. Take a breath. From here, let's inhale the right leg high. And then bring the right foot forward to meet your hands. Walk yourself up your right leg. Little squeeze of the inner thighs in towards the midline will help with your balance. Inhale your arms high. Just 3 this time. As you exhale, draw the fists back, the waistline back. You can bend the back leg as well. And then push into the ball of the foot. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And reach the arms. And then drop your prayer hands right into your heart. Don't change your legs, but turn the torso to the right. And then reach the right arm back and back and back. Like you're pressing into the back space, helping you rotate. Stay here or take your right hand to sacrum or to your hamstring. Lift the hamstring up to meet the hand. And then turn your heart back to the front. Extend your left arm high. Radiate out in all directions. Big breath. Left hand down inside right foot, right arm reaches high. Options here to drop your left knee and take your right leg towards the back of the mat, or to stack your feet, Vashisthasana. Maybe reach the right arm towards the windows overhead, and then maybe float the right leg if you're feeling exploratory. Breathe. Good, seal your legs. Ground your hands, move through a vinyasa, that's cobra or chaturanga, up dog. Press back, down dog. So we'll do that same flow on our second side. Inhale your left leg. And carry the foot forward. Walk yourself up. I feel like I just did this side. Inhale the arms. Exhale, draw your fist to your waist back. Now you can bend your right leg a little bit more and think of the pelvis moving forward a bit, and you're solidifying this whole front chain. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale the arms. Keep the legs. Hands come to prayer. Now twist to your left. Keep the right hand at the heart. Open your left arm and then press into the space behind you. Maybe find a little more depth of your legs. Left hand comes to the sacrum or to your hamstring. Lift the hamstring up to meet the hand. Turn your heart towards the front. Reach the right arm high. Express energy out in all directions. Find your grounding and your levity. And then right hand inside left foot. Reach the left arm high. Rotate. Again, options, drop right knee, take left foot towards the back of the mat, or stack your feet. So firm up the underside, squeeze the legs towards each other, and then start to turn a little bit the torso to the left. Find a plant, house yoga, this is fun. Maybe you float the left leg, reach and breathe. Good. Seal the legs, ground the hands, find your vinyasa. Take a nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth this time. Release some heat, some effort. Again. Good. From here, let's just drop to your knees. And take the right foot forward, and then open the right knee and foot together so you feel that there is a clear connection there. Hands come inside the foot, reach the right arm high. So it's a little bit of a twist. You can use your hand to assist that turning of your torso. Thank you, any of those of you who are doing this with me. I see a few. And then from here, you can start to curl the back foot in, maybe grab the toes. I'm doing a tiny bit of creative multitasking, quad stretch and a twist, quad twisty. Just rotating my head, I notice some tension in my neck. So smooth that out. Hit release. Nice and easy, we'll just switch sides. So again, sometimes we emphasize the leg being straight. For today, turn toes and knee out together like a book opening. And you can just turn your body to the left, find all this space through the belly, the heart, the lungs, the reach of the arm, and just enjoy that. Or use your hand to help you assist a slightly deeper twist. And then from here, if you want the quad stretch, curl the back foot in. So it's this little dance between a twist and a stretch through your quads. And slowly release the foot, release the arm, come back to all fours, press back to a child's pose. Slowing things down here a little bit. We'll just take a simple Sukhasana stretch, or some friends might enjoy instead Agni Stambhasana, the log stacking pose. This is a very challenging pose for me. If you're in this shape, really get the foot right over the knee, so ankle over the knee, and then press the hands in. That creates like a nice container. From here, this might be enough of a forward fold for you, or you can start to draw the heart forward as if it's going to hurdle the shin. Inhale, allowing the back to inflate with breath. Exhale, letting it soften, fall. Bring yourself up, just nice and easy. Switch the legs. So it's not a tight position. The shins are a little bit out in front of you and you're trying to stack the shins. You could also use a yoga block right here. I find that this container of flexing the feet and pressing the hands really helps to feel a little bit more of the sensation in your outer hip, and it also creates, I don't know, it feels like a safe container into which you can breathe. Of your next exhale, bring yourself upright and release your legs. And let's just come onto the belly. I feel like my mat traveled forward a bit. Traveling mats on carpet. So from here, we'll extend the arms into a T. And then lift your left leg and lengthen the leg, like you're trying to extend the leg a little bit more. Bend your knee and just roll to your right side. So right hip and ribs, side of chest are on the ground, resting your cheek. Now you can take variations with the leg. You can be pretty passive and you're really just yielding into the floor. You can ground the foot and start to open the leg a little bit more. Or some friends might explore extending the leg up to the sky, and you can hook the toes here. Breathe. Release the foot slowly with control. Come onto your belly. Reconnect with the earth. Pause for a moment between sides. We'll do the same thing second side. So lift the right leg and lengthen. Get more length out of the hip. And then bend the knee. Roll into your left hip, left ribs, left side of face. The right leg can be pretty passive here, and you're really just yielding into the floor. Or you can ground the sole of the foot, knee points more towards the ceiling. Or some friends might like to take the leg up to the sky. Release the right leg slowly with control. Come back onto your belly, and we'll pause here. Rest your forehead on your hands, and we'll start Shavasana on our bellies. That's an alarming sound. Shavasana on your belly, visualize almost like your umbilical cord connecting you all the way down to the core of the earth, to the mother. Again, feel that source of support coming back from the core of the earth to you. Feel yourself held and feel yourself supported. And then feel free to stay here longer or roll yourself onto your back and take just a few breaths in Shavasana, feeling the back body now supported. My apologies for the beeping. I'm guessing it's a smoke alarm battery. You can stay here as long as you like. Go ahead and start to shift, making small movements with your hands, with your feet. Maybe giving yourself a full body stretch, reaching the feet and the hands away from each other, arching and compressing. And gently roll to your side. Please watch this. A lot of times I see people coming out of Shavasana and sort of just yanking their head up. Use your top hand to push the floor away, and so easily just drag the head and neck. And bring yourself upright. So I'm going to give us just a few moments before I end this to journal. So grab your journals if you don't have that. And again, I'm sorry about that alarm. Poor Lucy. It really freaks her out. I'm glad she's not in here. Okay, so the writing here is really an opportunity to come back into present moment. Especially right now, I find myself doing one thing and thinking about what's going on in the world and my planning and how this person's feeling about it. And I don't even remember what I'm doing in the moment. So this is the writing opportunity for presence and also for a little peace of mind. Oh my God. So the first thing is to tune your senses. Write down 3 things that you see in your immediate experience around you, 3 things that you see. This can be actual concrete images. This can be metaphor if your mind goes there easily. Write down 3 things that you hear. Not from your past, not from your future, but from this moment. Write down 3 things that you smell. And you see that you could keep going with this with all of your senses. Really, it's just a matter of tuning to this present moment with each of the senses, getting as much here, as much now as you can. So the next thing that I'll offer is simply this. We are living in very different times, and many things are uncertain. But that doesn't mean that everything around us is uncertain. So I invite you to just finish this prompt. This I know to be true. What I know to be true is, whatever feels better. This I know to be true. My next breath will come. This I know to be true. Ryan's hands are steady and they steady me. This I know to be true. There is more love than absence of love in my life. This I know to be true. My body is healthy. And you could just continue this list, this litany of what you know to be true. On a very small scale, clean sheets help me sleep better. I nourish my body each time I bite into an orange, to something larger. And see how it starts to solidify in you that there are some things in life that can give you a sense of comfort in these very different, somewhat uncertain times. So with that, I'll go ahead and leave you today because I'm very aware of that loud beeping and I want to address the issue. But thank you so much for joining me. I got quite a few responses on my Instagram sticker about what people are wanting, and what I would love to be able to offer you from my very humble home is some writing prompts, movement, and not just yoga, but also a little bit of more dancey free-form movement, as well as just overall support. And I have found that creativity can be a source of support. It's not superfluous, it's actually quite helpful. So thank you. Feel free to send me your comments or requests or feedback, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.